Hi everyone, my name is Julia and I'm a physical therapist at Breakthrough. Today I'm here with a lower body plyometric and strength workout. This is going to be geared towards athletes, especially athletes who run or have to do any type of cutting, jumping, or explosive movements as part of their sport. So personally, I swam all throughout high school and then I started playing ultimate frisbee in college, which is very different. And so I found that I had to train differently. So this workout is going to target the strength exercises are going to really target the muscles that you use for running, cutting, jumping, and any explosive movement. And we're also going to do some plyometric exercises that's going to mimic some of those explosive movements that you may encounter as being an athlete in a sport that requires running or cutting or jumping. Okay, so turn on some music and let's get started. So this workout is going to include your warm-up. Then we're going to have a alternating strength and plyometric section, and then we're going to have a cool down and stretch. So the warm-up is important, so we're going to start off with that right here. So the warm-up is important to get your heart rate up, get your muscles ready to work out. We're going to start with the jog in place here. And we're still getting a little heat wave here, so I got the fans going. So this is just kind of to ease your body into the workout. We're going to be getting pretty sweaty and hopefully a great workout today. Just jog in place here. We'll go into a hip hug. So pull your knee towards your chest, and you can also get up onto that toe. Keep your back nice and tall. Don't let yourself slump over. Bring your knee to your chest. Don't bring your chest to your knee. About halfway, we're going to alternate to a hip cradle. So you can pull your shin or your instep up and get kind of a twisted hip cradle here. And go to a quad stretch, heel raise. So grab that ankle, draw your heel towards your butt, and then get up on your toe. So just a quick quad stretch here, as well as still activating that calf. Those calves are really important, especially for explosive movements, running and jumping and sprinting. So we want to make sure they're nice and warm. Okay, then we're going to go to a Frankenstein or a straight leg kick, alternating. So kick up and then pull down. You kind of want to scuff your foot on the ground. You don't want to stamp it down. You're trying to pull it back. So scuff your foot on the ground, back straight, active hamstring stretch on the way up, and then activating that glute and the hamstring on the way down. Okay, I'm going to do a squat, body weight squat here. So just get kind of as deep into that squat as you can. If you have to start out more shallow and then get deeper into it, that's fine. Initiate by pushing your hips back into that hip hinge. Warming up the hip hinge here. I'm already sweating. All right, the next one is going to be up and out. So you're going to bring your hip up and out, and then just add a little hop. Up and up, up and up. I guess it's up and out in the same motion. We also call this open and close the gate. Open the gate, close the gate, open, close. Just get a little bit more movement in that hip. Okay, we're going to do a reverse lunge and twist, so step back, and then rotate both directions. Step back into lunge, rotate both directions. Keep that front knee stable. Drop your weight between both legs here. Okay, and the next one is going to be lateral lunge, adductor stretch. So you should feel kind of a stretch on the inner thigh here. And you're pushing your hips back, hinging those hips back into a side lunge. So a lot of these warm-up exercises are going to look a lot like our strength exercises later. but we're going to be using weight later. Okay, so we're going to high knees. Start to really bring up that heart rate. I'm definitely sweating. Hopefully you are too. Get those knees up. Keep your back nice and tall. And breathe. Got one more here, jumping jacks. So let's go into those jumping jacks. And if you can, speed it up. This is our last form of exercise, and we'll get into the main portion of the workout. Keep it going just a little longer. All right, bring it down. So, this workout is going to require some weights for the strength portion. So go ahead and grab your weights, maybe grab a sip of water, and then come right back, and we'll get into it. Okay, for the strength and plyometric portion, we're going to be doing 5 groups of 2 strength exercises, alternating with 4 groups of 2 plyometric exercises. So for the strength, we're going to go in a superset style, so we'll go about 10 to 15 reps of each exercise, twice through. Then we'll transition to the plyometric exercises, and we'll go in a Tabata style, so 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, times 2. So we're going to start off with strength here. Our first group is going to be squats and RDLs. So grab your weight for the squats. And this is where I have to count. So shoulder width apart with your feet and knees. And we're going to start it up. So hinging your hips back in that squat. We're going to go for 12 squats here. Don't let your knees wobble. Keep them nice tracking of your feet. And push your hips back as if you're going to sit in a chair. By 12 squats, I meant 15. I think this is 14 and 15. When I have to talk, counting is not my strong point. So sorry if I miscounted there, but we're going to transition to those RDLs. I'm going to use the same weight here. So flat back, feet still shoulder width apart. You're going to hinge your hips back into that RDL. And we're going to do 15 of these as well. So if you want to focus on true hypertrophy and building kind of muscle strength and muscle girth, you can do fewer reps, like 5 to 6 repetitions, and use a really heavy weight. For me, this is just the dumbbells that I have available. So I just do a few more reps since I don't have as much weight. Working on kind of a different type of strength, a little bit more endurance strength, but still a great workout and still great for building strength for doing sports. I think we have 3 more here. If you need more time to finish the reps, you can always pause the video. Or if I miscount, you can always stop when you get to 15. Or you can do less than 15 if you're using a lot more weight than me. So we're going to go back to the squats here. So rack them up. And then hinge your hips back into that squat. You want your shin angle and your chest angle to be about the same at the bottom of your squat. That's 5, 6, inhale down, exhale up. 8. You want to go at the same speed, lowering the squat as lifting. think we got 3 more. And 15. Okay, give that a break. Shake out the legs a little bit. We're going back into those RDLs. Roll your shoulders back, get your back flat. Hinge your hips into the RDL. So it's important you keep your knees straight, mostly straight but not locked out. A little bend in them is fine. You should feel a hamstring stretch on the way down, and then work in the glutes and really squeeze your butt cheeks together as you stand up tall out of that RDL. I think 4 more. Counting and talking at the same time is always hard. I think that was 15 there. All right, go ahead and put those weights down. And we're ready for our first couple of plyometric exercises. Our first 2 are going to be lateral jumps and squat jumps. So I'll get my timer started here. So get ready to go. We're going to start out with those lateral jumps. And start it up, side to side. So this is like, imagine you're running down the court and you got to cut around someone, or running down the field, and you have to plant and make a sharp cut. Working on that kind of lateral hip power here. All right, relax. We're going to do squat jumps next. Go into it. This is for any time you need to jump. This one should be pretty easy to see how it relates to your sport if you do any jumping. Try and do soft landings. Quick break. Back into the lateral lunges. Or lateral jumps. Start it up. Don't let your knee go outside your foot, and also don't let it cave to the inside of your foot. Whew, active rest, and we're going back to those squat jumps. Start it up. Knees and feet shoulder width apart. Absorb the shock into your hips. Whew. Alright, quick break from that. And then we're going back into our strength exercises. I'm sweaty. I don't know about you, but I'm already breathing hard. That's a good sign. So our next 2 strength exercises are going to be a lateral step out lunge and reverse lunges. So I'm going to grab slightly lighter weight for those lateral step out lunges. So you're going to start in the middle, take a step to the side, hinge your hips back, frame your knee with the weights, and then come back to the middle. We're going to do 10 on each side. That was 6, 3 on each side. 4. Hinge your hips back, like you're trying to sit on a chair behind you. Keep your chest up, and use some of that power in your leg to push back up to the middle. You don't want to lean your body too much. Use the power of your legs to push back up to middle. This is 8. 8. 2 more on each side. Last one. Good. All right. Going into those reverse lunges. I'm going to switch my weight here. So those reverse step back lunges. Again, 10 on each side. Step back. Lower the weight. Stand back up. I personally prefer reverse lunges most of the time, just because it lets me drop my weight between my feet. Instead of with forward lunges, there's kind of a tendency to come forward over your toes, which puts a little more stress on the front of the knee. I think this is 5. 5. 6. 6 again. Inhale to lower. Exhale to stand back up. Two more each side. Alright, that was it. So we'll switch those weights again. Shake out the arms. We're going to go back to that lateral lunge. Right. Stand nice and tall. And push your hips back in that lunge. The foot that you're stepping out with, try and keep your toes pointed straight forward. Don't let your toes go out to the side to help promote that hip hinge, which is going to work your glutes. Instead of when you have your toe to the side, it biases the quads a little bit more. 6. 6. 7. 7. Use power from your legs to come back up to standing. 2 more each side. Last one. Whew. All right, one more set of those reverse lunges. I'll switch the weight. Shake out those hands. And then come back to it. Grab those weights, 10 on each leg. Step back. So you have to bend both knees here with the goal of getting to about 90 degrees in both knees at the bottom of this motion. Just barely hovering over the ground. You don't want to drop down and slam your knee on the ground. Keep that trunk vertical. I think that's 5 on each side here, halfway. One more on each leg. And that's it. Quick break here. And then we're going into our next set of plyos, which is going to be agility dots and burpees, everyone's favorite. So let's get that timer going. So agility dots, we'll go the first round one direction, second round other direction. These are double leg. Start it up. Now I'm going left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Stay light on the balls of your feet. Quick break. When you go into those burpees, you can do with or without a push-up. Up to you. Start it up. Soft landings. All right, second round of agility dots. I'm going to go the other direction. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Light on the balls of your feet. This is good for keeping your balance while your feet are moving. Whew. Break. Back to those burpees. The plyo portions here are short and sweet. Start it up. All right. Whew. That's it for that plyo section. We're going to go back into the strength. But before we do that, go ahead and grab a quick sip of water, then we'll be right back for the next strength section. Okay, so the next section is going to be, the next strength exercises are going to be sumo squats and 3-way lunges. So I'm just going to grab one weight for the sumo squats. And we're going to do 15 repetitions of these. So this one you want your feet wider than shoulder width and feet pointed out a little bit so your knees track over your toes. So we'll start it up. Sit down, come up. So we're going for 15 of these. You might feel a little bit of a stretch in your hips as you come down. Really important that your knees are tracking over your feet here. So that may mean you have to bring your feet a little bit in or a little bit out. But take a look, make sure your knees and feet are going in the same direction. I think that's 10, we got 5 more. You can also hold a dumbbell in front of you. And last one here. All right. Go ahead and put that down. For the 3-way lunges, I'm actually not going to use any weight. So it's going to be lunge to the side, lunge about 45 degrees forward, lunge to the front, and coming back to the middle between each one. So we're going to do 5 cycles on each leg. Start out here, so side, 45, and then straight forward. Back up a little bit here, so side, 45, and straight forward. That's 2 rounds. So for those 3 cycles, you want your knee tracking over your toes, but you don't want your knee coming forward over your toes. So still sit back into those hips, and we got 1 more cycle here. And we're going to switch legs. 1, 2, and 3. So to the side, 45, and 4. 2 cycles. side, 45, and forward, side, 45, and forward. Try to always drop your weight between both of your feet. Side, 45, and forward. Good. Break. I really like doing those multi-directional lunges just because in sports, you never go just side to side, straight back. It's always a variety of angles that you're going to be going at. So I like to train in different planes. So we're going to go back to those sumo squats. Grab that weight. Feet nice and wide. And start it up. We're going for 15 here. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift. Whenever you're doing weighted exercises, you always want to inhale during the easier portion of the movement, which is usually lowering, and exhale during the harder part of the movement, which is usually lifting. Because we're usually working against gravity here. And I've lost count. I think this is 9, 10. As it happens, whenever I open my mouth, counting goes out the window. 3 more. Okay. Go ahead and put that weight down. I'm going to go back to the 3-way lunges. I'm going to move my weights here so I have space. So actually, I think I'm going to hold it. So you can grab a light weight if you want to. I'm going to start up again with those 3 cycles. So go out, 45, and front. Start it up, frame your knee with the weights, 45, and straight forward. That's 1. 2, and here it's really important, especially on that 45 and the straight lunge, not to let your momentum carry your knee over your toes. That's what I was talking about before. It's really common for people to get knee pain in the front of their knee when they're doing forward lunges, just because of the tendency to carry your weight forward and carry your momentum forward over your toes as you step forward. So we're learning about body control here. All right, and that's 5. Let's switch sides. See if I have enough space here. Let's start it up. Side. 45. And front. Side. 45. And front. So especially for the front one, as you step forward, you then lower your weight straight down, like an elevator. Try not to let your weight carry forward over that toe. 2 more cycles. Last one. Side. 25. And front. Good. All right, we're going to get ready for our next set of plyometric exercises. It's going to be W squat pops and T tuck jumps. So the W's, you're going to do a squat pop to touch the ground. And so you'll go forward, back, forward, back, forward, back in a W pattern. And the T, you're going to jump forward, tuck to the side, tuck to the other side, come to the middle, and then jump back. So you're forming a T with your jumping here. Give myself a little more space. And we'll start it up. W. You can switch which hand you tap down with. It's just a little squat pop, soft landings. In that W shape. Whew. Take a break there. Going into that T tuck jump. Alright, so forward, over, middle, back. Forward, over, middle, back. Knees up. Whew. Oh, that's a big one. All right, second round here. Back to the W's. Middle, side, middle, other side, and that W shape. Oops. Whew. And last set of those T's. Try and alternate which side you go to. Tuck, middle, back. Tuck, middle, back. Whew. Oh man. All right. We're going to take a quick break after those ones. We'll come back. We have 2 strength sections left and 1 plyo section left. So grab a quick sip, then come right back. Okay, the next 2 strength exercises are going to be single leg 4-way squats. Again, we're going to be working in different planes here, and then single leg RDLs. So I'm going to do these with no weight for the single leg squats. We're going to go single leg squat, just kind of forward, and then to the side, and then back, and to the inside. So that's kind of the 4 ways, but we'll be getting a little deeper than that. And we're just going to do 4 cycles on each leg here. So, pick a leg to start on, bring it out, so down, forward, keep that knee stable, up to the side, squat down, again, your knee should be stable, back, whoop, if you need to, tap down for balance, and then to the back and inside, that was 1. So we're doing 4 cycles. Do as much as you can, try and keep that knee stable. If this is really impossible, you can just do forward and back. You can just do forward, or you can just do back. You can see here I'm pretty fatigued, so I'm starting to wobble a little bit. But it's important to train your single leg strength, especially when you're tired. Think of the number of times you've gone up for a block, gone up to catch something, got jostled in the air, and ended up landing kind of weirdly on one foot. That's like prime time for injuries. So this is our last round here. I really like training single leg activities with kind of different planes to challenge your coordination and balance on one leg. So shake that out, and we're going to switch to the other leg. Here we go. So forward, to the side, to the back, and to the back and inside. So try and keep your back flat for all 4 directions. And get as low as you can while controlling it. That's 2. If you need to tap your foot down for balance, In the middle you can, but if you don't need it, then try and keep your foot up in the air. Work on your balance the whole time. One more round here. Get as low as you can control. Ooh, feel the burn on that one. All right. I'm gonna use one weight for the single leg RDLs. So I'm gonna hold that weight in the hand opposite of the leg that I'm standing on. So lifted leg and your back should be one straight line. Knees straight but soft, hinge at the hips. We're gonna do 15 of these on each leg. Pretend like you're trying to kick down the door behind you. So really extend your heel back. And again, if you need to tap down for balance, you can. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5 more. Keep that back totally flat here. Keep your hips level. And the toes on your back foot should be pointing down and not splayed out to the side to help keep your hips level. All right. Woo, give that a break. We're going to switch the weight to your other hand if you're using weight. Stand on the other leg and start it up. So that back leg should be straight. Kick the door down behind you. Toes pointed straight down. And keep your hips level. That's 5, 6. Again, if you need to tap down for balance, you can. I'm a little wobbly here because I'm pretty fatigued. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 2 more, 14, and 15. Oh, I definitely feel the burn on that. So you don't need to use weight with these single leg RDLs. It's a single leg exercise, you're still going to feel a really great workout here. So going back to those single leg squats, 4 cycles on each leg. Get your balance. Do it from the side this time. Let's start it up. So forward, side, back, and that runner squat, and then back to the inside, kind of like a curtsy squat. That's 1. Side. Hinge your hips back in the squat, in the single leg squat, as usual. 2 cycles, halfway here. 2, 3, 4th one. 3 cycles. 4. Side. Back. Back to the inside. All right. One more set on the other leg here. Check it out a little bit. And we'll start it up. Front. Side. Back. And back to the inside on that curtsy. So forward squat. Side squat. Runner squat. And a little curtsy. That's 2 cycles done. Keep that knee nice and stable. Hinge your hips back. Try and keep your weight in the heels, or in your one heel. Last cycle for this exercise. All right, nice job. So go ahead and shake that out. And then we're going to go to our last group, or our last exercise for this group here. Single leg RDL. So I'm going to grab my weight. You can also hold the weight in both hands. So maybe I'll do that this time. You can also hold 2 weights, 1 in each hand. So get your balance, and let's start it up. So pretend you're kicking down that door with your heel here. Get that back leg nice and straight. And then come all the way back up to standing. 4. Your standing leg should be soft, mostly straight, but not locked out. 6. Shoulders back. 7. 8. 9. 10. 5 more. 11. 12. 13. 14. And 15. Oh, yeah. Feel the burn on that leg. So your calf is also having to work here for that balance. So going to the other side. With that balance. Start it up. 1. Shoulders back. 2. Back leg straight. Toes pointed down. Hips level. 4. Standing legs soft but straight. That's 5. 6. Lower down only as far as you can while still keeping your back straight, your hips level, and your lifted legs straight. This is 10 here. 11. You don't want to let your back slump. This is 14. 1 more. And 15. Whew, all right, good job. Put that weight down. And we're on to our last round of plyometrics. Yes, finally. But then we have one more strength set after that. So this next round of plyometrics is going to be power skips. So we're going to go alternating. So you step back, skip up, switch legs, skip up, and then we're going to do 180 squat jumps. So you'll jump and land in a 180. Try and making sure those knees don't go side to side, hinging back into your hips and having a soft landing. So let's get our timer here. And we'll start it up, starting with those power skips. All right, start it up. So drive up your opposite hand with your opposite knee, or if you happen to have a sport that requires same knee, same hand going up, like we often do that in ultimate, then you can do that as well. So you can tailor it to your sport. Active rest here, going to those 180 squat jumps. Start it up. Soft landing. Use your arms to help you. Working on having a stable knees as you land. Whew. And as you can see with those power skips, I lost my balance on the first one. That's fine. Just recover it. It means you're challenging yourself. So power skip up. Powering off that single leg. Try and get height here. All right, 180 squat jumps. Nice stable knees on the landing. Start it up. Whew. All right, now we're on to our last set of strength exercises. It's going to be no weight for these ones. Triple extension, single leg heel raise, and a single leg glute bridge. Whew. Catch your breath here. Find the wall. We're going to start with those triple extension, single leg heel raises. So hands on the wall, about shoulder height. Bring one knee up towards your chest. Get your body in a straight angle. And then lift up onto one toe. We're going for 15. 4. Keep your core engaged. If you can see, this is kind of like the angle you have to be at when you're running. 9, 10, 11. Control up and down. 12, 13, 14, 15. Ooh, yeah, that burns. And we call this triple extension because in this position, your hip, your knee, and your ankle are all extending on the standing leg. So we'll start up on this side. 1, 2. And the farther you back out from the wall, the harder it's going to be. 5, 6. Keep your core tight. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. All right. So we're going to come down on the ground for those single leg glute bridges. Oh yeah, feel the burn in that calf. So lying on your back, your lifted leg is going to be up at this 90-90 degree here. You can put your hands down by your sides for balance if you need to. And then lift it up. Try and push down through your glute. We're going to do 15 of these too. It's 3, 4. You want to be using mostly your glute, not arching your lower back too much, and not recruiting your hamstrings. So really try and dig down through that heel. This is 9, 10, 11. Draw that core tight. 13, 14, and 15. Okay, go ahead and shake it out, and then we'll switch legs. So lift up that knee and lift up that knee to 90-90 here. Start it up. 1, 2, core engaged. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Really pushing through that heel. Activating that glute. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, back up for those triple extension heel raises. So get that nice straight body position, lean into the wall, and start it up. 2, back up a little bit. 3, 4, 5, 6. Keep your core nice and tight. We always say you want to initiate a run leaning from your ankles. So this is a great way to practice that forward lean from your ankles. That's 14 and 15. All right, shake it out. Then even to get in the position, you can just lean forward from your ankle and come onto the wall. Start it up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep it flat back. Knee towards your chest. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. All right. Oh man, that gets pretty challenging at the end there. So one more set of these single leg glute bridges, and then that'll be it for our strength portion. So on your back, lift that knee up to 90. If you can have your hands out by your side, or you can bring your elbows down just for a little smaller base support, a little more challenge. And start it up. 15, 2, 3, 4. Push through your heel. As you can see, I have my toes a little bit off the ground here. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. And if you are not tired right now and you want more, one, maybe you should have lifted more weight earlier, but you can also put a weight across your hips to make this harder. But this is plenty hard for me. So go ahead and start up on the next leg. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep that core tight. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Whew! Alright. So, we're going to do some active rest. I'm sure all your muscles are kind of shaky like mine right now. If they're not, maybe next time you do this, consider lifting a little bit more weight. But grab a quick sip of water, then we're going to come back for our cool down and stretch. Just bring your heart rate down after working so hard. All right. Then we're going to go into the stretches. So after a workout like that, I would really recommend doing some foam rolling just to help your muscles recover. But if you don't have a foam roller, stretching is kind of the next best thing. So we're just going to go through some stretches here. First one's going to be a forward bend hamstring stretch. Feet nice and wide. Straight back as far as you can. And then release. Let your head hang down. So we're going to reach over to one leg first, kind of bias one hamstring. You should feel it in the back of your leg. A few deep breaths here. So the cool down is really important just for bringing your heart rate back down as well as for muscle recovery. Go ahead and switch legs here, or switch which side you're leaning over. So you don't want to do a big plyometric workout like that 2 days in a row. Give your body at least 1 day to recover. And you really don't need to do much more than about 2, maybe 3 plyometric workouts in a week, just because you don't want to overload your body. Especially if you're in season for a sport, then I really wouldn't recommend doing more than maybe 1, maybe 2 extra plyometric workouts in a week when you're already training for your sport. Okay, we're going to do a crossover side stretch, a crossover IT band stretch. So put one foot in front of the other. We're going to lean down and lean towards the side of the foot that's in the back. So my left foot is behind my right foot, and I'm leaning and pulling on my left foot here. You should feel a stretch kind of all the way up the side of your leg. Most of your weight should be on the foot that's in the back. So like I said, with this workout in particular, I was using these are the biggest dumbbells, the biggest weights that I have personally. If you have more weight or if you have access to like a barbell or a gym or something, that's awesome. You can definitely go ahead and switch legs here. You can definitely do these exercises with lower reps and higher weight, and you'll get more in the strength hypertrophy. That's more of the hypertrophy type strength training where you're trying to get your muscles bigger. So the style that I do here, higher reps, like more than 10 reps, and a little bit lower weight is more for like endurance strength training. So you're not going to get like huge bulging muscles this way. But doesn't mean you won't get stronger. You'll get stronger, it'll just be kind of like the lean strength. Alright. Come on out of that. The next one is going to be a downward dog calf stretch. Downward dog. And then put one leg on top of the other. And now we're just focusing on stretching one calf. Breathe here. So for any athlete that requires running or any type of power, jumping, sprinting as part of their sport, I do recommend at least one lower body strength training session per week. Just because you really need to get power. You need strength in your legs for power moves and for sprinting and for running. Go ahead and switch your calves here. Because a lot of runners think that, running can make my legs stronger. It's great for your cardio, but it doesn't actually improve the strength of your legs. And having stronger legs can improve your running capacity and improve your athletic performance. It can also help you prevent injury. More breaths here. Alright, and then bring one leg forward into a pigeon stretch. So your shin should be perpendicular to your body. Try and get your hips level here. The toes of your back foot, the top of your toe should be flat on the ground and not like onto the side or really onto a different side, onto the other side. And if you can just lower here into that pigeon stretch. You should be feeling a nice glute stretch. A few more breaths here. Alright, and then you're going to walk yourself over to your foot and grab your back foot. You're going to get a little bit of a quad and a hip flexor stretch here. So you're almost sitting on the ankle of your front foot here. And just get a nice stretch in the back thigh. Try and keep your chest upright. Stretch out that hip flexor and that quad. More deep breaths here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and switch. So shake out that leg. We'll get into that pigeon stretch on the other leg here. So bring your other shin perpendicular to your body. Back toes down. Get your hips level. And if you need to bring your foot in a little bit to make your hips level, that's fine. But as you get more flexible, try and work your shin to perpendicular to your body. And if you can, come down farther into that stretch. Let's just do some nice deep breaths here. Coming back out of this. And then you're going to walk yourself forward or bring your shin in so you're almost sitting on your ankle here. And grab that back ankle. Get a nice thigh stretch, quad and hip flexor stretch here. So, I'm really tired, so that was a good workout for me. Hopefully it was a good workout for you. I was dripping sweat during the whole workout. Now that I have my fan blowing right in my face, it's starting to cool off a little bit, which is nice. But I hope you thought that was a great workout, and I hope you can see how those movements can relate to your athletic movements when you're running, jumping, cutting, and sprinting as part of your sport. Go ahead and release that stretch here. We come into a butterfly stretch. So, soles of the feet together, flat back, and draw your chest forward towards your feet. If sitting up tall is a good enough stretch for you, then that's great. Try and get your knees as close to the ground as possible. You should feel a good inner thigh stretch here. As you get more flexible, you should be able to bring your chest a little bit farther forward, get deeper into that stretch here. Okay, so the last stretches we're going to do, it's my favorite stretch, the supine twist. So make sure you have enough space here. You're going to lay on your back, arms out to the side, bring one knee up to your chest, and then twist over to one side while you're looking the opposite direction. And just really open up your obliques here. Get a nice spinal twist. And try and keep this shoulder on the ground, both shoulders on the ground. And get a nice twist here. Inhale. And as you exhale, soften into the twist. Okay, now come out of it. Shift your hips a little bit to the side. And we're going to pull the other knee in and go into a twist on the other side. Try and keep both shoulders on the ground. It's kind of a nice chest opener here too. More deep breaths. And then come out of it. Then you can roll onto your side and come up. All right, and that is it. That was a great lower body strength and plyometric workout here. So I hope you got a great workout out of that. I know I definitely did. I'm very tired, so I'm about to go get something to eat to refuel. So thanks for joining me. Hope that helps you out in your sports, and see you next time.